All right, welcome everyone with Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Mushoku Tensei, Season 2, Episode 14. They are getting hitched.
They're getting hitched tonight.
They got the house and wedding reception. Okay, all right, let's see it. I want all of it.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, who's the best man?
If they can do that all in an episode, I'm really excited.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually could see that being a thing where he actually has to be a little bit picky about who he has as the best man, because it might make sense for it to be like, well, it'd actually be really cool if Paul could come all the way over here. But then it's like, the people that he would actually probably want to be there are not anywhere near here geographically.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait, because of the Ariel connection, it might make more sense to make Luke be the best man, for like
potentially
him being the only like family member effectively close by,
and or maybe just not having as much hubbub about it,
Sure. Yeah, they might just have it be more of an official like court kind of thing.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
go and get a blessing from Cliff, sure, but then it's the like, oh, okay, it's done, but it's more about the party. Let's like have a good, proper party and bring everyone together. And how would mages throw down and have a party?
Just fine.
Yeah, I think so.
Just fine.
So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Party.
Right. Way too far away. Yeah.
Yep. People will show up.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah.
So, what is the proper way to suck a dick?
New OP!
Yeah! Oh, and showing him growing up.
Aha. There, baby. Yep. Ah. Yeah, those are all the past connections that have meant a lot, but now. Oh, bringing them over here.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Especially with everything that happened back at their old home, like from just a mechanical perspective of there might not be much left.
Oh, whoa.
Okay. Yeah, everybody grouping up to like raid a dungeon. I need that.
This might be something to do with his mom too.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what
all
we're
right. Yes.
Yeah, so this place
Lights
is
on in
gonna
that
be
house.
the reunion place for everybody after the teleporting incident. Oh, shopping.
Josh.
Regular clothes, yes.
Right.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Nice.
Neither. Lucky rat pelts. Wow, literally gray rat pelts.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, well, fantastic.
And this is perfect for you. Yes. Yes. A big pig. Put it on a spit.
Bacon.
And we'll turn it.
Yep, and roast it and it'll be delicious. Yeah, the two stars real close together.
Yeah. You guys are, working together now. What is that? Yeah. Oh. Sometimes that's just the way it be. Yep.
I mean, you were in a perfectly good bath.
Yep. I mean, that's not sanitary. Let's be real. Like, that's not.
Yeah.
あの部屋から出てくるなんて。あなたが誘ったんでしょ。ま、今日はゆっくりしていってくれ。ポテトチップスとかも用意したからな。
You made potato chips?
1000年単位で生きている方は時間にルーズですのよ。1ヶ月後に
Fair.
来ると思っていた方がいいです。
That's very fair.
Unfortunate.
Wow, that's a good looking spread.
改めて宣言いたしますが、私ルーデウスとこちら。
Perfect timing.
There we go.
Because of how much I care for you.
Right.
本日はお忙しい中お集まりいただきありがとうございます。
Yeah, making a
改めて
speech.
宣言いたしますが、私ルーデウスとこちらシルフィエットは結婚します。
他人行儀な言葉はやめるがよい。貴様らは愛し合って、それをここにいる全員に認めてもらいたいのであろう。
Yes, that's right.
まあなんだ、俺はシルフィエとやっていく。何かあったら力になってくれ。よろしく。
よし。
All right.
若き二人の行く末に乾杯である。
Kampai! Just chowing down
Potato chips. Oh yeah, I can imagine after being in this land for, you know, years, well
Having
over a
a-
decade, just being like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Snack junk food.
Yeah.
この家お風呂もあるんですよ。なんだったら1年ぐらい護衛を。
Take a year. Good. Yeah.
That's got time for maternity leave in there.
グランドマスター、本日は
Oh.
ありがとうございます。
改めまして師匠、おめでとうございます。
フィッツはやっぱり女だったの。匂いでそうじゃないかとは思ってた。で
Mm-mm.
も強い者同士がくっつくのはいいことにゃ。
Ah, yes.
Yeah, have strong kids.
七星さん、一つ聞いていい？
何かしら。
前にルディと七星さんがどう？
Yeah.
言語を扱えたから勘違いしただけよ。
I mean, you don't want to. Okay.
ルーです。よかったですわね。病気が治って。もう少し早く報告してくれてもよろしかったのですわよ。私、パウロの娘になるつもりはございません。あなたの幸福を心よりお祝い。
Oh, wait.
リーゼ、どうした？
もしかしてエリナリーゼさんって僕のおばあちゃんですか？
Oh, shit.
あなたのおばあ様がこんな陰梅なはずが。それが原因でお父さんは大森林を追われ、結婚にも反対されたと聞きました。ごめんなさい、急に。
二人が肉親。そういえばシルフィーの作ってくれたペンダントとエリナリーゼのペンダントが同じものだったの。
That doesn't mean Rudy and her are related.
ルーデウス、私はこんなですけど、そのロールズは普通の子ですのよ。もちろんその子供のシルフィーも。
そんなことより大嫌いなパウロと親戚になることを心配した方がいいんじゃないですか？
あなた、こんな時に面白いことを言いますの。
Well, that was something.
All right.
それと今度ここのお風呂入りに来ていい？
Yeah, there's like
Yep.
that one at the school.
大丈夫？
I'm just so sad and happy.
クリフさん、おばあちゃん。と話したいんだけど、いいかな？
どうする？
We're building such a like connection of family right now.
Yeah.
This is wild.
少々お時間をいただけますか？
Serious talk.
Yeah.
ルーデウス様、失礼を承知で言いますが、ルークと決闘していただけませんか？ご安心を。ただの戯れです。
Then why?
戯れですか？なら真剣は使いたくないですね。
わからん。
Yeah.
この試合が何にな
Why?
るというのだろうか。
Yeah, maybe lead with that.
触ることをしましたか？
できればお願いいたします。
What?
ルーデウス、
But why? What's the stakes? Is it because you guys are both gray rats and it's like, you know,
Does he
determining
need
some
closure?
hierarchy in the family, or
始め。
いいえ、 大丈夫ですか？
So now will you tell me what that was about?
生死を共にした仲間だからこそ思うところがあります。今回の決闘は私たちの意地だと思って。
We want to see if you're worthy of.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
私は彼女に甘えるのをやめ、シルフィーは自分の道を行くべきじ。
Yeah, this is closure for her.
Yeah.
And for Luke.
とはいえ、もしあなたがシルフィーを大切にしていなければ、私たちは彼女を取り返します。
Yeah, we don't have all the history that
Right.
she has with you. And even then, she doesn't really have that much history with you anyway because you guys were separated from such a young age. So
Right.
effectively, like,
This is where your life starts.
this is where your life starts. But not only for them, this is a thing of where they're like, this is all very quick.
でもさすがアルーデウスだな。難なく勝利さ。
そっか。
まあこっち
I love that response. Just, huh.
やはりエリナ・リーゼはシルフィーが強かったらしい。
Yeah.
彼女は呪いと本来の性格でもってトラブルが絶えなかった。シルフィーのことも一目見て自分の孫かひ孫だと分かったらしい。でも正体は明かすまいと考えていたそうだ。結局幸せそうなシルフィーを見て感極まってしまったようだ。
Gotcha. Yeah, all those feelings you'd be keeping hidden and then compounded on top with all this.
さすがに幻滅したか。好きな相手に実は子供どころか孫がいたんだからな。俺ならショック
I
を受
mean,
ける。
she's an elf, so.
リーゼは
Yeah.
想像以上に視力深く、か弱い人だ。確実性を上げるためにも君に手伝ってほしい。
Whoa.
こんな話を
Okay.
Whoa.
幻滅したりとかはしないんですね。
Huh? Why would it?
するわけないだろう。僕には僕を愛してくれる一人の女性を幸せにする義務がある。何より僕は彼女を愛しているからな。っていうか僕とお前は友達だろ。敬語はやめろ。
嫌です。
Dang, okay.
ルディ、僕ね、髪を伸ばそうと思うんだ。
よろしいのでしょうか。
なんで敬語になるの？
俺も嫌われないように努力しないとな。
That's the part that I think a lot of people, like,
お疲れ様。
need to acknowledge about, like, marriage and stuff. It's work. It's a lot of work. And a lot of people say things like, oh, you should just naturally always love them. And it's like, well, if you make love a feeling, then you're going to fail.
Right.
Because feelings come and go. Love is something more than that. Cool.
I love this energy for the ED. Oh, nice. He
That's
just-
really cute.
Yeah, falls asleep. Oh, that's great.
Ooh, afar.
Okay.
Ooh, next episode might be a focus perspective shift.
It could
like,
be.
Okay.
All
They're
right.
married. They had
Yep.
a little reception thing. There wasn't really any ceremony to it, which might just not be the way that's done in this world. It's
Although-
more about the promise and stuff.
It was said, though, that, like, we plan on getting married, so maybe it's we're going to do an actual thing at some point, you know?
Yeah.
But this is...
Yeah, this is more the promise bit. And,
Yeah.
the party is like, hey, we're, declaring our love for each other.
Exactly.
And stuff,
We're
so.
figuring out how that whole thing is going to happen.
And that obviously,
Yep.
in the long scheme of things, it doesn't really matter because this is a whole other world. So the traditions and all that can be whatever they want to be. So
Exactly. And
cool.
I gotta say, this episode I feel like was another example of where, as a result of how much I'm invested in these characters, the things that it can do in the episode can be very like slow, and yet that it feels like there's so much happening. Or at least the things that are happening are things that I care about a lot, because something as simple as, say, Rudius giving a speech to, these people that he now, like, it's like these are his friends, right? It doesn't focus on it in the show of, like, calling attention to it directly, but, comparatively to his old life, right? Yes, he has friends now. Yes, they are coming to celebrate, with him, right? This wonderful new development. There was that part of him that was wondering, oh, what if nobody shows up, right? And that, like, the crippling fear and such that he had now fading to more of just a general little insecurity that then, of course, is proven false, right?
Yeah.
And even if you don't give the best speech,
Or
that's
even if
fine.
you get interrupted by someone that intentionally chose to come late.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
Yeah.
It's still going to be just fine. Yeah. everybody's got their different way of doing things, both,
Right.
for you and Sylvie, but then also, with these people at the party, right? And it's all good because these are good people and they care about you.
Yeah, and while the actual reception and stuff was very simple, not a lot of complex stuff happened, we did have a big reveal in that Elena-Lise is Sylvia's grandmother, which elves, so yeah,
Yeah,
of
like
course.
that just makes sense. Even if they're not as horny on main as Elena-Lise, like you'd expect that, your average elf that's been around for a long time, it's like, I'm related to many people. Like,
but also the idea that like, goddamn, Elena-Lise, you are getting with Cliff, like that's like.
yeah, well, I imagine age differences start to all look the same, more or less when you're, hundreds of years old potentially. But
Yeah, that's just fun. We have now an elf character in the story that brings to mind the potential of this world's scale being one that, oh yes, you can just have someone around you that's in the,
Yep.
100 or hundreds of years old. So
Right.
That's fun. But then of course we have Body and many other characters of all different
Exactly.
types and such. So that's a whole other thing of this here. But for right now, Sylvie and Rudius are going to get married.
Yep.
They've got their place. They've got their plan effectively set up. And then Ariel basically gave here's what's probably going to happen. Sylvie has no ties to us in any strict sense.
Right.
She's doing this mostly out of the inconvenience
of
what happened.
Yep.
And thus we conveniently gave her a home and we have treated her like family all this time. She is not our family, but
Right.
we want to let you know that when she starts building a family with you, we want you to do your best to try and keep her out of this whole line of things.
Right.
Because I'm headed to an area where there will be blood, there will be backstabbing, there will be danger.
Right.
And I don't necessarily want that for Sylvie. But if you're not a good person for her, we'll come and take her back because
Right.
we'll be good people to her, even if we're not the safest.
Exactly. So make sure you cherish
keep her
her.
safe.
Yeah.
Keep her.
Yep.
Keep her happy. Make sure you cover for her.
Right.
And I liked that follows rather nicely into the hey. A lot of times in anime, there will be times where the characters will say things that feel a little bit cliche or maybe even cringy of like,
Sure.
I need to do my best basically to make sure I'll get stronger so that I'm worthy of your love.
Yeah.
And there's an element of this that is rooted in insecurity and it's unhealthy and all that.
Yep.
But what I think is cool about it in this case here is because it's marriage, it's basically we're combating the false idea that there's no further milestones in their relationship.
Right.
And that is a thing that I love seeing tackled here as someone that's recently married. It is actually a lot of work to build and stoke your love for somebody when in the cultural traditional sense there are no further milestones in your relationship. But that's only with regards to things like status.
Yeah,
but actually
being legally tied to the person or whatever.
Yeah, but in terms of actual relationship, in terms of connection,
there's plenty more.
There's infinitely more.
Right.
Love itself is infinite in that regard. So no, there is no like cringe or like, oh, I'm going to work hard, this being like some insecurity thing. It's like, no, that's a part of it.
Yep. And the thing is that even if somehow there was some element of it that came from some insecurities, which I would buy.
Sure, me too. I would totally buy that.
Because that's normal, right?
Yes.
The reason why the desire to have things that might not be healthy not be portrayed in fiction is not because you can't have the characters have unhealthy perspectives,
right?
But because since those won't necessarily be followed up because that might not be the focus of the story,
yes,
then you leave it unaddressed on an unhealthy perspective. Whereas given the kind of show that this is and the arc that Rudy's been going on, I would feel fully comfortable him having all kinds of unhealthy perspectives, even though I personally wouldn't want him to from, me caring about his own wholeness and, the people around him. It's going to cause him
strife and struggle.
Yeah, because it would cause him strife and struggle. But this whole show is about him working through those things and, growing as a person and whatnot. So even if they did end up wanting to do that,
yes,
I would still feel fully confident in the like the enjoyability of the conflict of this show because
Yes.
that's what it's about.
Yeah.
So
That's the whole point. So
exactly,
we're-
and then we
we're-
get Magic and Dragons alongside it.
Yeah, we get all that other stuff, with
Yeah.
gods and all that,
Right.
all that fun jazz. We're still in a high fantasy, even though we are having our wonderful slice of life romance section of the story
Exactly.
right now. Because god damn it, this is really fucking cute, and the fact that they have people around them, and not all of them are gonna be around in the close sense.
Sure.
But with the promise of the opening, this is going to be the place where,
Yeah.
and Paul Zenith and
Yes.
hopefully Zenith, but everybody can reunite, and we can have Rudius be the instigating force that rekindles the familial connection, because there were a lot of problems in the family before the mass teleportation incident. There was a lot of drama. There's a lot of stuff here.
Yep.
So while they did their best to, reconcile things before that, Rudius wasn't as great of a person back at that point either, because he was still dealing with the, thoughts and feelings
Becoming this new person.
becoming this new person, but also his own stuff from the past kind of coming into the situation.
Yep.
And he still has to deal with that now. So like not to as any nearly as an extreme, but it is something that he'll have to come to terms with. So having this be our start of a start again, let's fucking go.
Yep.
So
I'm really excited.
maybe your time skip. I liked the joke that Sylvie made of no, I'll take my maternity leave when I have a kid. I don't need that right now.
Yeah.
But it might also be a thing of where I think she's gonna wait. I think Ariel's gonna wait to go back.
Right, because she also is going to be finishing her studies and stuff at the school and whatnot.
Right. But do you think she could potentially pull a surprise and come back early because her enemies and rivals and stuff like that know she's here, and it's very much the we don't have to worry about her because she's not going to come back until she's finished her term and everything?
Possibly, what I'm guessing is that it might not happen like this, but if Rudy and Sylphie having a kid sort of syncs up with school being done more or less, right? Sylphie, is okay, cool, and this is where I'll take my year off, basically, right? During that time, that's when Ariel leaves, because she also doesn't necessarily need to be there anymore. And then that's don't worry, you're taking your time off to, be a mom and all that stuff.
Sure.
Then she goes over and that's where she starts her whole process, and she won't have to worry as much about, Sylphie wanting to go along, because regardless of desire, she kind of won't be capable of doing so if she's going to be a mom. So, and then from there, that will be the way that her and Paul, no, not Paul. Anyways, the two of them will basically exit the story.
Luke?
Thank you. Luke exit the story, and then if they end up coming in, back into the story later in classic, Mushoku Tensei fashion, great. But, that can happen whenever it needs to happen, because, trying to ascend to the throne, I'm sure, is a lengthy process, So
I don't think it has to be a lengthy process. That's the part of where she's saying, I'm going to do it or I'm going to die trying, is that it's actually that
it could happen very quickly.
It could happen very quickly. You just come in and you make sure that someone else dies or you die, and then it's over. You just go.
Sure.
So, we have enough groundwork here that we can do a time skip.
Yeah.
At this point, we could do a time skip. The next episode seems to be titled something that would shift the story's perspective to other characters in other parts of the world,
Which I'd totally be down for.
and we are kind of due a little bit for an Eris and or Roxy
Yes.
reconnect. I kind of would love to see where one or both of them are. So if we have an episode that's we focus on a specific character, or we focus on all the other characters that just aren't here.
Right. It could,
and just have a little bit of a time spent with each one. That could be fun.
Yes, because we could totally get just a full time skip, and we don't get any other perspectives. We could get a montage for the time skip. We could get going to other characters' perspectives while the time skip is happening, Rudius and,
Yeah,
and
effectively
Sylphie.
showing them at the end of their time skip.
Right, exactly.
basically.
Because just because they are, preoccupied with maybe, school and becoming parents and such, that doesn't mean that that's going to be the case for, people in other locations. So
Rudius will have a slightly longer mullet at that point,
Right. Yeah. But
yeah.
I like the idea, though, of with the OP, it's setting up that this is going to be a home in the long term in some fashion, because that helps me be invested in the goings on of this place.
Yeah.
Even if it is just, hey, this is a common location that's far away from any crazy stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
Everybody just come on up here and it'll be great.
Right. I could see Lilia and Aisha specifically being the ones that kind of run the place, and that's more like the way that it's handled there.
Sure.
And then
send the kids someplace safe, basically.
Yeah, Norn ends up being here as well. So it's more like the extended kind of awkward family that they have of not literal blood relatives for everybody, but like
that multi-generational thing, because you've got that big house. Yes, that as well.
Multi-spread as well. But that could be fun, because then if we want to have reunions with big important characters in the future, then it's then come to the Grey Rat estate.
Yep.
And it's what do you mean? Rudius and Sylphie's place. It's like
oh
shit. Yeah, exactly. And then people come on by and are able to use that there.
But
and
we
then,
also got hintings of, fighting dragons and stuff with, like, specifically Rudy and Roxy being in the same area, which I'm very excited for. And then, all of the other people. So let's make a D&D party of all of the, or, a lot of the characters that we have come to know and love over the course of the show so far.
Let's build our proper adventurer party. Rudius being effectively the leader could be fun, but also maybe having just like not necessarily a true straight up typical wandering party, but more I'm gonna build my own little arm of the Adventurers Guild and have a little company, if you will.
Sure.
Where it's we need someone that can do this, and we need someone that can do this. I'm gonna summon up Zanaba. I'm gonna summon up
because maybe
Roxy. And we're gonna have like a troop, if you will, more so than like a actual like roving around wandering, adventurers group.
Well, because what I imagine it'll be for is it's not going to be for so that we can do random jobs. It's okay, we need to get Zenith. We know where she is, and now they go to rescue her or something like that. Or as the characters
a long journey.
That's a long journey, and or as the characters get involved in the grander world conflicts as a whole,
sure.
Then maybe it's all right, we need to band together to deal with whatever the current problem of the day is, right? Because there's always going to be some sort of struggle.
I mean, we have a grander conflict that's just sitting there in the background.
Yeah.
Having a troop of adventurers that can end up being the heroes that save the world or something like that. Mm-hmm. I feel like we're setting that up, but it's in in 10 years...
Sure.
Or maybe more. That's at the point when we'll actually like have the full grand stand, God v God, kind of conflict stuff.
And before that happens, we do need to have a certain other thing happen that I understand if there were to be anything that would cause communication drama, it would be this. It makes total sense, for Rudy, because this is the big thing.
Can't tell if you're setting up for a joke or something
that he
serious.
wants to forget happened. No, it's serious.
Oh.
Of the hey, Nanahoshi, you said you and Rudy were from the same place?
Yeah.
And he didn't specifically lie to her, but his own oh no, I don't want her to know about that. Nanahoshi definitely was reading into that with the, not just being you can ask
she's got the benefit of the mask. It's easier for her to lie because she's not showing any body language.
Absolutely.
But she can see Rudius's body language.
Exactly. But on top of that, it wasn't something of, you can ask Rudy about that, right? Mm-hmm. It was, that's not my place to say. Yeah. It was I'm gonna lie and basically do a cover here, right? Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, hey, that's understandable. But Rudy, when it comes to having a marriage and all that stuff, at some point, you're going to have to talk about that.
You're going to have to talk about that.
Because especially when the man God comes knocking, you can't deal with that yourself.
Well, he's not visible probably to anybody.
No, right. But if that then causes you to then need, to be oh, we might need to take some, change in action or direction or whatever, you got to bring her into that. I
mean, yes, but that's not happened yet. So
no, yeah. I
like-
know. I'm talking about stuff that's set up for the future, right? The I'd better work hard so she doesn't fall out of love with me either. Great, that's a great start. But honesty also is helpful.
yeah.
But
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.